Hello and welcome to another episode of the Grace Sufficient podcast. This is our second episode of the year, our first one we just did. So if you haven't checked that one out, go ahead and do so. It was a little bit of a shorter one, which we wanted to start out the year like that. And in this one, we might go a little bit more in depth in some topics that we wanted to get into and a couple of Bible verses. So with that being said, why don't you start us off?
Absolutely. All right. So in the last episode, we were talking about Proverbs 16:9. So let's go ahead and read that, and then let's carry on from there. And then we're gonna go ahead and also read, what was it? Psalms.
Psalm. It is Psalm 37.
All right. So let's get to it. So we have a new year ahead of us, right? We have a bunch of things that we want to do. I don't know about you guys, but I personally would not want my 2024 to be a replica of 2023. Whether there was growth, whether there was, problems, difficulties, tribulations, whatever it is, I want something fresh and I want something new. If there is growth, I want there to be a different kind of growth. So there is a lot, and I'm gonna share a couple things with you guys that I think, like, the way I'm looking at life this 2024 is a lot deeper than probably it should be.
Or
But
maybe just a lot deeper than other years. I think that's what we
no,
just
it
do as
definitely
parents
is.
too.
I mean, it's just like some people might hear me after I share like what I'm actually thinking about 2024, and then when they I'll be like,
Yo, it ain't that deep.
dang, like. But that's just me. It's just the way I think.
That's
It's just the
fine.
way I operate. But we have a whole year ahead of us. Let's make it count. Is what I'm trying to say. Like,
Yes.
let's not just
Let it just fly by us.
don't carry on your bad habits and your bad even friends and the people that you shouldn't be around with, that God has been telling you to not get rid of, but separate yourself from and have healthy boundaries with. So, like, let's just do the right thing this year, right? So Proverbs 16:9 says the following: we can make our plans, but the Lord determines our steps.
Yes.
What does that mean to you, baby?
It means that we have permission to make plans. And I was reading in the last, oh goodness, where did I put my phone?
I don't know.
Right here.
Imagine if
reading,
if the verse actually said, "Don't make plans, the Lord will determine your steps."
Oh,
That would be like,
yeah.
okay.
Well, the beautiful thing here is that we have free will.
Yeah, we do.
Free will. That's why not everyone believes in Jesus Christ. Like, there's people that have other religions that they believe in, and we have freedom to choose Him, and we have freedom to choose how much we let our heart guide us, our feelings, our emotions. We can make these decisions, and a lot of people, I think, can kind of like use those things as excuses. Well, like, I felt this way, or this person made me feel, but not really realizing that you made a conscious decision. And I think there's lack of awareness that we can choose which path we go. Ultimately, though, if you surrender your life to Christ, He is ultimately the one that directs our steps. And we talked about that in the last episode, and I shared a story on there that was kind of funny and also was very full circle with this. So if you want to check that one out, please do so. But I did mention that the New King James Version, I wanted to read it, and I'll read it here really quickly because it mentions something different. It says, "A man's heart plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps." And that sometimes, like, the heart leads in one way, but ultimately the Lord directs our steps. And I find that as a very freeing, very caring verse. It's not a verse that, to me, it means that I have to be in this mold and in this box. God gives us the ability to desire, that He puts desires in our hearts too. And as we grow with Him, we learn, we start to desire the things that He wants for us too.
Yes. That's so true and so beautiful. And honestly is one of my biggest prayers and one of the prayers that I repeat the most. Like, I want the things that He wants for me. Imagine, like, every desire that you currently have, like whether it's good or bad, and how intense those desires can be sometimes, right? But imagine that every desire that you had was co-signed by God.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, you feel passionate and intense about that desire. Me too. Let's
Mm-hmm.
work together. Like,
Yes.
that's my prayer. Like, allow me to feel and to know what your desires are, and let's get there,
Yeah.
right? So I think with my relationship with Christ, and I don't know if you can relate, I feel like the longer I have a relationship with him and the closer I get to him, the more I get to find what it is that he wants me to do,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Like you
Like
have more clarity
I th-
on purpose.
not necessarily clarity. I feel like he gives me like hints of apostle.
Mm-hmm.
This is how pastor my pastor, I was having a conversation with him, and he said, in life you're going to go through life and you're going to see little pieces of puzzles. Like God will allow you to find puzzle pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And then little by little, you're going to start putting them together and it's going to look like it's leading somewhere. It's going to look like the image is getting clearer. But he's not going to reveal every single thing until it gets to that point and you're like, wow, I can actually see the full picture.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really cool because I feel a lot like that, like apostle piece unfinished. Like
Yeah.
it's like, what am I doing with this corner piece that I have no idea what to do with it?
Yeah.
But those words that pastor gave me really,
Oh no,
those
I
are
heard it
those are
again. They're
fireworks.
fireworks.
Yes,
Okay.
100%. But yeah, they're those puzzle pieces, and looking at life that way really brings me peace, to know that I don't have to figure it all out.
Yes.
I'll share something that you have something before I continue.
I was just gonna say that I find that to be like what this verse says to be very comforting in the sense of even if I make a plan that does not come to fruition or I don't meet that goal or maybe that plan was just not aligned with God's will, that my saving grace is that at the end of the day, he will direct my steps.
Yeah,
That nothing will be wasted, that even something that maybe happened that turned out to be negative, that he will turn it for my good and for his
100%,
glory.
100%. And that's beautiful, and that's so reassuring. And I'll share something with you guys that I believe that God told me last year. Now, I'm telling you this now because it has, it has sometime has passed. There have been experiences and things that I feel like have reassured and kind of directed me to this point.
Oh, that camera stopped recording. Okay, keep going because I'm going to fix it.
Did it just happen?
I don't know.
Okay. Hey guys, we're in the dark. If you can hear my voice, lift your hands. I cannot see your hands either, but it's fine. Priscilla is working really hard to get the technical difficulties fixed. If you were in my eyes, you could see the seriousness in her mind. Her eyes are focused. Her forehead's not even moving. What happened? As long as you didn't delete the last episode.
I don't know, Johnny. Okay, we're good. We're good. Your eyes just open. I'm pretty sure I got everything, but
You're
I'm
not.
recording.
It's not
I
recording.
know. So sorry, guys.
So you didn't. Wait. So you did not delete the previous episode, right?
I'm hoping I didn't. I was just doing it really fast. I'm so sorry if I did. I went back and I deleted everything that had like the other outfit. But then I saw you in the hoodie and I was like, was that today hoodie or was that like weeks ago hoodie?
Oh. Okay.
Oh my gosh, usually I'm much more like I pay very close attention to those things, but
Now
under
I'm
stress,
legit freaked out.
I'm like I was just under stress and I'm so sorry if I messed up. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's probably fine. It's probably
Well, if we release an episode without me in it, then you guys know that Priscilla deleted the clips. But anyways, no problem. Let's continue. So last year I was me and Priscilla went to a wedding from a couple of friends, and on the way back I was listening to a podcast, and this podcast was about Tim Russ interviewing Lecrae and his journey to rap and how everything kind of came about in his life. And I don't know why, but that day I was just feeling some type of way. I was just like, it was almost like I was feeling sad, like where is my life going and this and that. And then I was just like I was on the driver's seat. Priscilla was asleep. The babies were asleep in the back. And I was just like, I know that I sing on Sunday. I know that I have like an anointing to worship and lead people into worship. But is that all I have? Is that all you gave me? And then I felt like he told me, have you tried anything else?
Hmm.
And then I'm like, well, no, if you put it that way, not really. Like, I've never allowed myself to look outside of the mold that I've been in for years. Right. So at that point, I'm like, no, I have not tried something else, but I know what I would like to try. I know what I think that I would enjoy. And guys, I need to tell you this because I need you guys to understand the context. I am an immigrant from Venezuela that did not live his first 15 years of his life in the US, meaning at 16 years old, I was learning how to speak English. And ever since that, all those years, it's been really difficult for me to, pronounce certain things, grammatically be correct all the time. Like to this point, my wife still corrects certain things that I say. So
Because
my
I
thought,
love you.
you do, thank you. And my thought process was, there is absolutely no way that I could even try rapping. That was my thought process. I cannot speak. I cannot speak properly. So how could I even like think about rap?
Whoa. Something just hit me. Okay. A lot of the rap that I've heard growing up, and like whenever I would just hear it, not that I was even allowed to listen to it, but any kind of rap that I've listened to isn't always that grammatically correct. And they use a lot of slang and
Mumble
they
rap
mumble.
and
Yeah. So,
yeah.
I mean, you're in the right field, right? No, no.
Uh,
Yeah. I mean, like it's
that's
very forgiving, is what I'm saying, because there's room for that.
not necessarily because
Like
you
if
can
you
say
trip up and you say something
I
different,
feel like a
maybe.
lot of people can hide. Well, let's talk about that a little later because I wanna get to the
Okay.
point.
Sorry.
So my thought process was like, there's no way I why would I even try this? It would be a waste of time. Like I could even like think about it and feel like my friends were making fun of me because how's Johnny rapping? He can even speak. Like it just like
No.
all the the jokes and everything just came to my mind. And then it's just like it got revealed to me. It's like neither could Moses.
Yeah.
Moses stumbled on his words, but I
Yeah.
still chose him to lead my people out of slavery.
And he had the same kind of questioning too.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That just hits different
Yes.
because he chose someone that was not perfect
Hmm.
and someone that stumbled upon his words to lead a whole nation of
Nation of
people
people.
out of slavery.
Hmm.
If I adapt the same thought process, I feel like if it feels like God is sending me to liberate people from some sort of slavery or enslavement, mental, emotional, spiritual, right? So there I go, that night I go to my house. I'm still have this in my mind. And then the next 3 days, I wrote 3 songs. I put them together. I recorded them. And this was, I can't remember what month it was, but I know it's been at least 9 months,
That was
10 months.
February when you
There you go. So
went into the
almost a
wedding.
year. And I'm here sitting like, I'm listening to the songs and I'm listening to the work that I put in and I'm listening to everything that happened. And I'm just like, I might be biased, but this is really good. I really enjoy what these songs and the message that these songs are sending across. And it was like I will sit there and listen to it over and over again, and I'm just like, this is not me. There's absolutely no way. How how did I find this? But it wasn't something that I ever would have take the step forward to do. It was God leading me there. And he led me there by having a hard day and a hard moment where I was questioning what my life was about. Like, what are the gifts that you've given me? And in the song, one of the songs that I will be releasing soon, it says, I gave you gifts and talents for you to multiply. Right? It's when God gives you something, there's always in plan to multiply things, right? It's not for you to have it and stay stagnant. God will give you, and if you steward it correctly, He will give you more to that and more and more. So all this to tell you, one of the 2024 things that I believe that God is working in my life is, for the first time ever, saying this in camera, I'm releasing music. That's crazy.
Woo!
I feel like that's something that for my whole life I had a passion for, and I just didn't know how to do or where to do it. And guys, like, I've showed it to, some of my close friends and close people and my pastor. I asked him for his guidance. He's like, do it now. Like, just do it in faith, and just know that God is, in the midst of all this, and I believe that you found a hidden treasure. And for my pastor to say that, where my pastor doesn't listen to contemporary rap or so, anyways, it's just very exciting. I have a classical music background. Grew up listening to reggaeton, and ballads and very romantic music, to then learning instruments, singing worship. I it's just like, I feel like I don't want to be tied to one genre. I just want to write music that makes me happy and that makes other people happy, or that has the ability to find being relatable to, so
Mhm.
that they can see, like, oh, I'm not the only one going through this. I'm not the
Mhm.
only one that questions God. I'm not the only one that struggles with certain things, right? So very exciting, but that is just one of the biggest things for this year for me. The one thing that I wanted to share too is that looking back in the Bible, Jesus' ministry started at 30 years old, and I turned 30 this month.
Mhm.
And this is why, I was thinking, like, people are gonna be like, oh man, that was Jesus, that ain't you. But like, the way that I see it is like, Jesus was 30 years old so that he could be prepared and ready to carry on his ministry. I don't know 100%, like, it requires faith to even think about it like this, right? But I believe in faith that God prepared me for my first 30 years of my life to carry on the ministry that he has for me.
Amen.
And I don't know if it's music, I don't know if it's um public speaking. I don't know what it is, but all I know is that I'm everything that he's given me, I'm just gonna use it for him, to
Mhm.
glorify him, and to bring people closer to him. So just
Yeah.
wanted to share that. I'm super excited. I will be releasing music soon. And I hope you guys enjoy it.
You
That's all I
you
got.
heard it here first.
And if, yeah, literally, you did hear here first, so that's dope. You guys, our little family, our community, and you guys here first. So
Yeah, I wanted to add to that you've been very diligent, and I'm very proud of you for all the work that you've been putting into this. And I've just kind of like let you be and supported you from like the angles from the perimeter that I can, because this is like not my jam, like music is, but not rap necessarily. But I've just tried to, be there for you and support you. And I actually really like everything that you're putting out. Like all of the songs, I really, really, really enjoy them. And so that's just like something that's so interesting, because I did not grow up with that influence that you were
yeah.
talking about. Like I was not allowed to listen to rap or any kind of music like
Well,
that.
maybe you can allow yourself now to, like, see it with different eyes, because
Yeah.
like the whole
You actually introduced me to Christian rap. Like, you would
yeah,
play it in the car.
yeah. I mean, this is so, like, new and so interesting. I want to just be, like I mentioned,
Creative.
creatively open. Like,
Mhm.
I don't want to just make rap. Like, I will be recording also, like, maybe
Other
even worship
genres.
music.
Yeah.
like writing worship music, not in English but also in Spanish. Like
Yeah.
I want to be able to just like send the message,
Yeah.
you know.
And you're
So
singing too in some of them,
yeah.
which I really
Shh,
like.
don't say it.
Oh, sorry.
Just kidding.
Okay, a little sneak peek there. No, I really enjoy it. Everything you've been working on has been really good. I'm
Yeah.
really excited for it to come out.
That's why I see 2024 like such a big year, and I'm so excited and looking forward to see at the end of the year what that's gonna look like. But it all starts here. Like this is kind of what I wanted to get to. I have my plans at this point in my life is just to follow him, right? I
Mm-hmm.
want to follow him. I want to follow his guidance. I want to follow his voice. And I want to do everything in my power to steward what he's giving me to the best of my abilities. That's really what it is. So I'm not making how would I say this? I'm just looking at what's ahead of me, really. I wanna be able to put good music out, continue to work my day job and honor God in my day job, and continue to, you know, put out this content here on the podcast. But I just hope, man, I'm sharing this because I hope that he inspires somebody to do the same. Like, I hope that God is calling you to do something and that this inspires you to take the leap of faith
Mm-hmm.
that that you need to prevail forward.
Mm-hmm.
All of this requires faith. Like putting myself out there with music, it's not an easy thing for me. It's just one of those things where I'm like, right?
Ooh, I want to read Psalm 37, verse 23. This is the other verse, and fits perfectly with this. It says, "The Lord directs the steps of the godly. He delights in every detail of their lives." In every detail. God is a God of, like, He's in the details, He's in the small things too. And He cares for us, even in those little things. How many times I have asked for God to make something come true? I've prayed, I've told him, if it's your will, can this be done? And he has met me there, and he has made that come true. And I mean, from big to small and everything in between, I've seen him come through with so many powerful stories that I can't share all at once. And this is something that I do want to be more mindful this year about, writing down things that happen, prayers that have been answered, and just keeping track of that. And then maybe one day when our family, because we're not going to be here forever, but when our kids, maybe like have a journal of it, and when our kids get older and we're no longer here and they can see that, or even when we're still here, we can go through, we go through photo albums with our families, and we share those pictures and videos. But it's also, I think, impactful to share, hey, I asked for God for this thing, and it came it came true, and this is the story of how that happened. And one of those big things, like a couple of years ago, was when Jonah was born. That was a huge miracle. But then there's like all these other little things in between, and medium-sized things that, I mean, he's in the details. He wants to see us and like delight in every part of our lives, and not just the big parts that we think that he will only care about. Like, he's in those little things too. And yeah, the first part of that verse is very similar to the other one. The Lord directs the steps of the godly. So stay close to him, because that's how you'll be able to sense that direction from
Amen.
him.
Absolutely. Um, in the goals that you put in front of you, my best advice would be to look at it in smaller increments, like we were sharing in our previous pod. Um, for example, if you want to reach a financial goal, right? Do the small little things that you believe that don't matter. Like whenever you're about to check out, do not pick up the little chocolate. Do not pick up the little Coca-Cola bottle. Like, do not, just because you have $1 left on your purse, don't grab it and use it. Like, start with the little
Yeah.
things that will add up. The same thing happens like if with your health. Like if you're trying to lose weight, don't eat the little chocolate. You don't need the extra portion. That goes to me. I love the extra portions.
You love seconds
I
and
do. It's
thirds.
like they taste better. It's like they call your name, but that's how you do. Like do the little things, like the little things that will get you there. The those are it's a principle. Is the compound interest principle. You do the little thing over and over and over and over, and next thing you know, that thing multiplies like crazy, and it prevails to the point where you actually start reaching the goal. But know that that's not going to happen in a day. It's not going to happen in a week. It might not happen in a month. It's going to happen over time. It's going to take time. It's going to take time for you to reach your goals. But you have to fall in love with the process. You have to fall in love with the little things that you believe don't matter that actually are what makes it matter.
A book I recommend about this same topic is Atomic Habits by James Clear.
And the slight edge.
And I haven't read that one, but I'm more familiar with the Atomic Habits book. I like through Audible, I heard a lot of that book through when you were
Mm-hmm.
reading it, and I got so much out of it. Imagine if I read the entire book
The
from
the
cover to cover.
the slight edge is probably that on steroids.
Yeah,
It's so like the slight edge is incredible. It's such a good book.
transformative.
It is transformative. Like
I've seen so many changes for after you read that book and Atomic Habits, and then the other one is Miracle Morning. That's a really good one
the
too.
Miracle Morning is really good because it gives you practical ways to just carry out your morning that would help you get there.
Sets up your whole day.
Oh yeah, like most definitely. So and you can find some of this information online through YouTube. Just type in and they'll give you like a synopsis of what the book actually talks about.
Yeah, before you like commit
And
to it.
right, and then you can have a pretty good understanding of how it works. But they have so many testimonies of people using
Mhm.
these principles and they win big time because
Yeah.
it's what gets them there.
There's like a whole community about the Miracle
Hmm.
Morning by Hal Elrod.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's awesome.
His story is really impactful.
But just wanted to share, our thoughts
Mhm.
and what we believe God will be doing this year. I'm really looking forward to this, you guys, and I hope if you run into my music that if you enjoy it, leave a little comment behind. Let me know that you heard it, and let me know what you think, what it made you feel. So far, so good. Like so far with the people that I've showed it to, they've showed
Really good
like
feedback. Yeah.
genuine feedback because that's what I wanted. I'm
Hmm.
like, don't just like tell me it's good because it's me. Like, tell me what you really think.
Yeah.
And people are like, wow, this is like really good.
Yeah. You
So
specifically went up to people that would not give you the fluff.
I did,
You went up to people that
I
would
did,
tell you how it is.
I
The people
did.
that wouldn't let you leave your house with like one
Yes,
brown shoe and one black shoe. Like they would pay attention
100%.
to details like that.
Yeah. So that being said, you guys, like if I'm putting my goals out there, you don't have to do it back to us. But what I'm saying is like be courageous enough to put your goals out there too, to have someone hold you
Yeah.
accountable to the things that you want to do, and let God do His thing.
Yeah.
You
Let
gotta
him
let go
direct.
and let God.
Yep.
Na, 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 na.
I always think is that how can you let him direct your steps and do that second part of the verse if your grip is so tightly attached to your plans and how you think that they should go, then where is there room for God to direct you
Mhm.
down a better path because his is always going to be better.
No, yeah, that's very true. I think I want to leave you with this: whether you eat or drink, or whatever you do, Do it all for the glory of God.
1 Corinthians 10:31.
That's right. Love you
Very
guys
nice.
so much. We hope that you have an amazing year. Know that you excuse me, you have people here that love you, that will be praying over you. We really hope, honestly, that all the aspirations that you have come to pass. And if they don't, know that God is in control of everything. If you have something difficult that happens, know that God is in control. And at the end of the day, it's gonna be okay. Even if you're going through something right now, it's gonna be okay.
Even
You
if
know.
you think it's really little, he's in the details. There's no prayer too small or too big. There's no situation too small or too big for him to handle and to care for.
And there is no storm that has never left.
Yeah,
Never.
it always passes.
All storms pass.
Yeah.
All storm pass, and then there's this light. So love you guys so much. See you guys in next. Love you guys so much.
Yeah.
You get that's a second. How about you conclude
Love you guys
this?
so much. And we'll see you guys in the next one. We need to go to sleep.
I'm just gonna say bye.
Bye.